You install an app, you click allow, and in that exact moment you start feeding one of the most profitable industries on the planet. But what these companies collect and what they do with it goes far beyond what most people imagine. This data isn't a side product of the tech economy, it is the economy.
Money, money, money!
Welcome back to the People's Perspective, when we unpacked what matters decoded for people who actually think. Tonight, we are pulling back to the curtain on an industry that quietly knows your patterns better than most people around you, sometimes even better than you do. And by the end, you will see why Mark Zuckerberg is one of the richest men on the planet. At the very end, I will share the happy news of the week. It involves an angel that saved a father and a daughter and their trip. Yes, angels still exist. Let's start with the foundation and answer the question, what is actually being collected? One of the clearest definitions comes from Usercentrics. They write, data brokers obtain personal data from a wide variety of sources, aggregate and analyze it, and sell it to many companies, agencies, and industries. That single sentence describes an entire hidden economy, a system built on device signals, movement patterns, your scrolling habits, your voice commands, even the places you visit when you think no one is watching. And that brings us to the first real crack in that story. You think they track only your clicks? Well, that's just the smallest part. Your phone leaks dozens of tiny signals: the ad ID, language, battery level, which Wi-Fi network are nearby, what apps you use, where are you buying. Something that identifies you, even if you never type your name. Then comes behavior. Every tap, every hesitation, how long you stop on the video, did you rewatch it? By the way, leave a like to this video to help this channel spread the knowledge, right? It's all insight, incredibly valuable insight. Next thing is location. It is not just GPS. Your device constantly broadcasts connection points that reveal where you go, when, with whom. Through the Wi-Fi networks your device pings to, you don't need to log in. It's enough that your device recognizes them. You pay with card? You are leaving little red pins on the map. And sometimes that information becomes simply sensitive. What sensitive means, you may ask? Well, clinics you visit, religious buildings you are in, or, those political events you attended, but maybe, just maybe, you would prefer your employer would never find out about. Those places reveal not just where you are, but who you are. And that is just your phone. And there are also other devices we talk to. Devices like smart speakers, voice assistant, not because they are spying, but because they produce an entirely new behavioral stream of information. One research shows smart speakers interaction can significantly increase advertising bid values. In short, your voice activity helps platforms predict what you want, and advertisers pay higher bids to reach you. And of course, those platforms earn more revenue. Data brokers don't just collect random scraps about you and sell them as a big surprise bag. They stitch them together into your persona almost like Neo in Matrix. They run all of those signals through massive prediction engines and turn you into a marketable pattern. Suddenly, you are not just male age 41 lives in Berlin. You become a psychological forecast. What you are into, what you avoid, what you're likely to buy next, and which message will push your buttons to empty those credit cards. It's marketing based not just on demographics, it's marketing based on behavioral modeling. They build categories like people who listen to K-pop late at night and are primed for concert ads. Students who slow down on math content and might buy tutoring. Parents who search travel routes and are basically halfway to booking a holiday. And all of this exists because, as the research shows, small digital actions reveal surprisingly deep traits. Your taps, your location trail, your scrolling rhythm, even your smart speaker interactions, which, as reported, can significantly increase advertising bid values. In other words, the business model is to collect everyday behaviors, push them through special computer programs to find people similar to you, and then sell the predicted behavior of that group as a product. And this product is sold to the highest bidder, almost like Van Gogh paintings. So how this translates into billions? Let's follow the money. Data brokers make money by turning your life into a product and selling that product over and over again. Here is how it works in practice. First, who buys those profiles? This isn't just advertisers in general. We know specific buyer categories: classical advertising, political targeting, and state surveillance. Now, where do they buy it? This data is sold on two parallel markets. The openish commercial market, where you can get data lists and audience segments. But terrifying part, you can literally browse consumer data sets there. And how much does pleasure cost? $30 for 1,000 records of a segmentation cluster, meaning a group of people who behave in a similar way, with real categories like savvy singles, rural traditionalists, metro professionals, high-tech families. And then our favorite on this channel, the political market. A company that sells voter information to political campaigns is called a political data vendor. They buy the raw voter list from the state's public records, then add extra data from commercial brokers like interests, consumer habits, demographics, behavior predictions, and they create a so-called enriched voter file. Do you remember when we talked about those smart speaker interaction thingy and bits and so on, and that they increase the value? Well, that links directly to something called RTB. RTB, in simple word, is a live action for one impression at a time. An impression is one single view on an ad, not a click, not engagement, just the moment an ad appears on someone's screens, even for a fraction of a second.
This is what is real-time bidding in 30 seconds. When advertisers buy media from ad networks or ad exchanges, a lot of assumptions are made in advance about the different audiences of each site the advertiser winds up buying space on. things can get a little confusing, and what the advertiser actually gets may be a little unclear. Real-time bidding allows advertisers to buy only the single impressions that fit their campaign goals and at a set price they're willing to pay. Instead of buying impressions in bulk and hoping they comprise the real audience you're looking for, real-time bidding allows for many tiny transactions to occur in real time as the campaign runs. The result is more targeted, efficient ad campaigns. This has been What is Real-Time Bidding in 30 seconds.
It means the more an advertiser knows or can predict about you, the more they are willing to bid just to get one impression in front of your own eyes. All that money leads to the big cover story of the internet called social media. Every time people think Facebook, Instagram, they imagine a social platform, a digital cafe where you hang out with your friends. But it's not what these companies actually are. Meta is an advertising corporation that runs social platforms as data pipelines. It's genius when you think about it. They sell your attention and they sell it with surgical precision. 97.5% of Facebook global revenue, all the money they do, was generated from advertising. And Reuters adds, Meta revenue is still overwhelmingly advertising driven. So when you scroll Instagram, when you chat with your friend, when you post a story, you are not just using a cute social space, you are working inside an act factory that needs your behavior to keep running. And Meta, it's not unique. Almost every major social platform lives on the same economic spine. Collect behavior, build profiles, sell targeted access, and of course, repeat and repeat. Now, zoom out. Data brokers and ad exchanges, social media ad machines, and predictive targeting together form a single industry worth hundreds of billions globally. One of the biggest and least visible markets in the modern economy. So, here is how to protect yourself. Of course, without the panic, just a smart strategy. Check your app permissions. Check location, microphone, or camera. Do you need to give permission to all of them? Turn off what you don't use. Disable ad ID tracking on your phone. This alone could cut off massive data streams. Be strict with cookie banners. And above all, understand this. Your data has a value and someone else is monetizing it. Don't sell yourself cheap. And next week, we're diving into something completely different, but just as revealing. We will talk about symbols, movements, and why these two can't exist without each other. And yes, it involves the sun and the rainbow. Yeah! One day at an airport in Omaha, a dad stepped up to the counter with his little girl, smiling, excited, and ready to fly. Then everything flipped when the cashier said, she's 2? I need to see her ticket. The father froze. He thought she could still fly for free. Confused, he asked about the ticket price. $749. He stepped aside. He sank into the chair, whispering, I can't afford this. Not today. And then a woman walked up to the counter and said 4 words. I want to buy her this ticket. She paid for the little girl's ticket, refused to give her name, and quietly walked away. Like an angel, she saved that father and his daughter and then left. Fortunately, later the world learned who she was. Her name is Debbie Bolton. If you are now going through your phone and checking all of those permissions, don't forget to share it with your friends so they can follow on you. And just leave the like so the YouTube share it also. New episodes are every Sunday evening, so it's time. And until then, stay informed, stay engaged, and remember, knowledge is the key.